What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NBA channel where we discuss something that I think is a little bit interesting in regards to not only the NBA but to a specific player. If you guys are unaware, recently we saw Damian Lillard get signed to an NBA team, and it's a team he knows oh so well. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to discuss Damian Lillard joining the Portland Trailblazers and what that means for Portland, what that means for Damian Lillard, what does that mean for the NBA. It's a nice story at the end of the day, I personally think. But with that being said, is that story the right move? I mean, what are Portland doing? We don't really know these things. We don't know the answers yet, but let's discuss it in this video. Before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know what you guys think about Damian Lillard and Portland Trailblazers together again. Sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side, and I think Damian Lillard saw that firsthand. Let's be honest, when he went to the Milwaukee Bucks, everybody expected Damian Lillard to move on from Portland at that specific time. They weren't really getting anywhere in terms of competition. Damian Lillard was still in his prime years and he wanted to go and try to compete for a championship, and he spent more than enough time in Portland serving and fighting for that organization, fighting for that city. And to be honest, it made Portland a very favorable team for a lot of people. Everybody loved the Portland Trailblazers because they had someone like Damian Lillard fighting for them every step of the way. And when he moved to Milwaukee, it felt a little bit off. Even reports suggesting that Damian Lillard felt bored in Milwaukee, was trying to adjust to life in Milwaukee, and he didn't play his most amazing basketball in Milwaukee as well. But with that being said, I still stand by the fact that when he did tear his Achilles and the Bucks did waive him to go and sign Miles Turner, I think it showed a complete lack of respect for Damian Lillard and the type of player that he is. So amidst all of that, he ended up in free agency, looking for a new destination, hoping one team, any team, would give him a chance to come back, play basketball, and do it at a high level. And what team to come and do that than the team he left beforehand? What team to do that? It's the Portland Trailblazers. Again, it's a beautiful story. Damian Lillard left the team and he's coming back again. He left that organization that he called home for so many years. He's coming home again. A lot of people won't, you dream of writing stories like this. I remember wanting D Rose back for years and years and years, even when I knew he was never going to get back to superstardom, even if it was just one more year for retirement's sake. I wanted Derrick Rose back in Chicago for so long, and I never got to see that story written for the Bulls. At least for Portland, in his sort of twilight years, a point to prove. He's coming back to Portland for, I assume, it will be the rest of his career. He signed a 3-year, $42 million contract, so around 13-ish million per season, 13.2, maybe a little bit more than that, something along those lines. I'm not good with math, but it's not a hefty contract for Portland, and ultimately Damian Lillard is still getting money from the Milwaukee Bucks, so he kind of finessed the league in many ways. He got waived and is still getting paid his contract with Milwaukee. And now he's getting paid by the Portland Trailblazers too. So he should be ecstatic, essentially, with this type of situation that he's in. And honestly, considering how disrespected he kind of was with Milwaukee, I'm actually quite happy he's getting 2 contracts and he's getting paid by both organizations. But I'm very happy that he's going back to Portland. Now, it's not the same Portland team that he left previously. I mean, the Portland team is looking completely different. It's a younger team, again, trying to rebuild itself, trying to get draft picks, trying to get the future of the league, essentially. And Damian Lillard is definitely the opposite of all of that. I mean, he's a superstar, but he's not necessarily in his young age anymore. He's not in a rebuilding process. If you want Damian Lillard on your team, you're expecting to try to compete straight away. And at this point in time, he is just the polar opposite of what Portland are trying to go for. So my question is, what are the Portland Trailblazers doing? They now have Jrue Holiday, and they now have Damian Lillard. Why are they doing these things? Why are they going after those veteran players that are worth a lot of money, by the way? Jrue Holiday ain't no picnic in terms of financial situations, and neither is Damian Lillard, or at least now he is. You know, it's affordable for them. But why are they doing these things? Well, I have a few answers. I feel like Portland fans are probably more confused than anybody at the moment, because you've got some section of the fan base that are absolutely thrilled to see their homeboy, their hometown kid, or not hometown, but he was there for years, basically called Portland his home. see him back again. And I think that a lot of people are excited by that. Then you've got the other side of the fan base that are thinking, how does this actually improve their future at all? I think the reason why Portland did this, and this is just my opinion here, is purely based on the fact that they can bring some veteran leadership into this young core that I feel they need. They need that veteran leadership. You got Damian Lillard, who can teach a lot of young guys a lot of things, especially on the offensive end. He's a guy that can create his own shot, very gifted, but also has a very good IQ for how to score the ball, how to attack an offense, and all these things, or how to attack a defense. But you also got Jrue Holiday there, that, in a nutshell, is one of the best defenders I've ever seen in the NBA in recent history. He's that good of a defender. Everybody says it. Every single player in this league rates Jrue Holiday for his defensive capabilities. Sure, he's a little bit injury prone, but he can help a young core on that defensive end. And a young core that, again, Portland aren't the best defensive team. We all know that. So getting things done on the defensive end is a very important thing for a young team to achieve. Jrue Holiday can help in that aspect. And assuming they're both healthy, that's a very good backcourt to have, ladies and gentlemen. But that's the big question. They're putting a risk on a backcourt that's aging, and they're putting a risk on a backcourt that's may not be as good as you expect them to be at this point in their careers, but they've got offense and defensive capabilities alongside of a young group that is willing to learn and take advice from these players. So I don't necessarily think this impacts their future in terms of, for example, they might finish at a higher record than what they want to try and get draft picks and draft capital and get the best chance at the first overall pick. I don't think it improves them from that standpoint, but I think it improves them from getting veterans that have superstar experience. Jrue Holiday has championship experience, has won 2 NBA championships, learning from those guys how to play the game of basketball and how to approach it the right way. And to me, that helps them. They've already got a young group. They've got really good players there. They had a good run last season for, I think it was the month of February or March. They had a really good run in the NBA. They were winning some big games. So I fully believe that with a little bit of veterans, a little bit of advice, and of course, more assets, sure. I don't think Portland, even if Damian Lillard, he's not going to play next season. So there's still a chance that they're going to not be very good. But even 2 years down the line, that team that they have now, I don't think is a championship or even playoff ready team. So they still have room to go and get more and go and get more young players and go and have those young players learn. So I do think this is not a bad situation, especially for $13 million per season. I don't think that is a bad situation whatsoever. So I'm happy for Damian Lillard. I'm happy for the Portland Trailblazers. And most importantly, I'm happy for the story that's going to take place because of this. I cannot wait for, I'm assuming now, 2 seasons down the line, where Damian Lillard returns and the ovation he's going to get from that Portland fan base. I cannot wait for that. And if there's anybody that deserves something like that, it is Damian Lillard. He's a phenomenal player. I can't wait. It's going to be a joyous occasion. I'm very much looking forward to it. And we'll see what ends up happening. So congratulations, Damian Lillard. And let's hope Portland have made the right decision here, bringing back one of their, I guess, all-time best players into the team. And that's loyalty. If there's ever a chance to show loyalty, Portland Trailblazers just did that. They showed loyalty to a player that did end up wanting to leave them at the end, but they showed loyalty in bringing him back, bringing him a place to call home in the NBA. I have nothing but respect for Portland. I've said it very numerously that they're one of my favorite teams in the NBA, just based on their culture, based on how they treat their players. I fully believe that. This just solidifies it for me more than anything as well. And I hope free agents take notice of this, because Portland, sure, it's not a large market. But the way that I see it, the way that I viewed it from the outside looking in, they've always treated their players right. They've always done it. And I think free agents need to take notice of this. Big time free agents. If you want to be treated right, go to Portland. That's how I view it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care. And peace.